Hello, Starshine. My name is Liz, and this is my channel, Simsational Stories. If you have not seen my videos before, and you enjoy this one, please like and subscribe, and maybe check out my other social media as well. I'm on both Facebook and Twitter. All relevant links are in the description below, and of course, if you're a Sims player and you'd like to download any of my characters, just search the hashtag Simsational Stories on the Sims 4 gallery. All original content is created by This Is Not Eric. Finally, before I begin my Simsational story, I'd like to issue this blanket content and trigger warning. The following story is just Sims, hey? I'm not going to apologise for treating them terribly, if that's what I've done. But I do want to assure you now that although I mean absolutely no harm, I completely understand if you feel unable to consume my content. Many loves, and we will catch each other on the internet elsewhere. Okay, so now we've gotten that over with. Let's go. Today's story is from the Commune of Ohana Hale, and we're at chapter 7. If you have not seen previous chapters and would like to catch up, there are playlists available on my channel so you can hear the entire story in chronological order. The rest of us are going to move on from where we left off last time though. So without further ado. Alianna Levesque was enjoying her childhood at the Solani commune of Ohana Hale, but she was 13 now and growing up fast. Things that had seemed important once upon a time no longer mattered. For a while, when Sunflower had been with them, Alianna had questioned her own future commitment to the commune. Maybe she wanted a life outside the islands too. But now, she had no doubt in her mind that, mermaid or not, she was going to choose conservationism as a career in her future. The change had come upon her when Ohana Hale's founder, Lucas Pointer, had surprised her with the revelation that he had drafted a will leaving Ohana Hale to her, with her parents as trustees should he pass before her 18th birthday. Lucas knew that he was growing older and obviously wouldn't live forever, and he loved Alianna like she was his own. She was growing up into a responsible, happily participating member of the community she had been born into, and he honestly couldn't think of a better sim to leave his home to. Obviously, he didn't want to die anytime soon, but if he did suddenly die, he felt secure in the knowledge that he had settled his affairs on this earth. Almost all of his affairs, anyway. A few short weeks after his first announcement to Ali, Lucas had had another surprise for his friends. He took partner Nina Varela for a surprise trip to Henford-on-Bagley, where, after a romantic dinner and walk around the snow-covered, moonlit village square, he had bent down on one knee to ask her to marry him. Nina had accepted immediately, of course. She absolutely loved Lucas and would have proposed herself years ago if she'd thought that marriage was even something he believed in. Alianna was so excited to hear the news. She was to be a flower pal, and somehow, thanks to her being a witch or something, Nina had apparently been able to secure Father Winter himself as an officiant. Ali couldn't wait. Weddings were such fun events. First was going to be Lucas and Nina, and then Kailani and Alejandro had just gotten engaged too. The whole thing was destined to be an experience that almost entirely took the focus off of Alianna's own developing story. The details came together rather quickly though. Nina had no plans to truly purchase her wedding cake through the world-renowned Tartosa Bakery. However, she didn't tell them that when she went for a tasting. After much deliberating within herself, Nina made her decision, wrote it all down in a little notebook she'd brought for exactly this purpose, and sweetly lied to the clerk on the counter as she left, saying she'd call them soon with an order, once she'd talked it over with her fiancé, of course. It wasn't Lucas that she needed to talk to, though. It was Floria Levesque. Her fellow female commune member was an accomplished and passionate cook, baker, herbal remedy maker, and much, much more. And Nina wondered if she could possibly please help and bake her wedding cake. Floria had never baked a wedding cake before, but surely it couldn't be that hard. Maybe other Sims had trouble with wedding cakes, but not Floria. Her quadruple-tiered, palm tree-topped masterpiece was whipped up within hours of Nina's request, and the chocolate sponge with vanilla frosting was as intensely delicious to eat as it had been to look at before the wedding party hacked into it. Floria also made an amazing wedding feast for their guests, which everyone raved about for weeks afterwards. Lucas and Nina exchanged simple, handwritten vows on the beach under the light of a rising moon during one of Sulani's famously perfect summer evenings. Nina spoke of how much joy, life, and light Lucas had reawoken in her after years of mediocrity and melancholy, whereas Lucas passionately declared that without Nina he would never have known what love was. The whole wedding was a beautiful experience for all those that attended. They danced under the stars together by the bonfire into the wee hours of the morning, with little Angelo, Nina's grandson, finally falling asleep in the sand as his family partied around him. Lucas and Nina had agreed that they had no need or want to go on a honeymoon. They were already living in paradise. And so, at the end of the night, they merely departed to their usual tent, amid much cheering. Next to the aisle was going to be Nina's son, Alejandro. The young man had until recently been a member of the Commune himself, having come with his mother years ago after the tragic, unexpected death of his first wife, Dominique. And Alejandro had lived in a devastated daze on Ohana Hale until he met Keilani Lunalilo and proceeded to partake in a whirlwind romance with the island beauty. Alejandro and Keilani had built their own life and story together, with his mother Nina Porter and her commune life merely playing a background role to them now. It was sad for Nina to feel herself almost losing touch with her son and grandson, but she knew that it wasn't really like that. Alejandro was happy in a way he hadn't been for far too long, and Nina couldn't wait to attend his wedding. Alianna Levesque couldn't wait either. She had been flower pal at Lucas and Nina's beach wedding, and surely Keilani had seen what a wonderful job she'd done. Everyone had talked about it later as they ate their meal. She had been adorable. They all said so. 13-year-old Alianna was almost too old to be a flower pal, and she hoped that Keilani and Alejandro would get married soon. And that brings us to the end of Chapter 7 of the Commune of Ohana Hale. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can tune in soon to hear the next chapter. And hey, maybe think about sharing my channel with a friend. Or don't. It's your life. Anyway, bye.